Hi guys, Matt's in the video. Today I'm showing you guys a couple ways on how you can stop avoiding these mistakes on Blox Fruits, which can cost players lots of good fruits and just a lot of time wasted not grinding. So let's get into it. Right, number one is using PvP fruits, for example Rumble, for grinding, because obviously it's not going to be very good for grinding, and because it's mostly meant to kill players, not really for grinding. And yeah, I would kind of try to avoid that, and I would try to work on the fruits that are really helpful, like Magma, Light, and Buddha would probably be my best fruits, rather than using something like Rumble or just general dough fruits and leopard fruits, since they're not the best efficient for grinding if you want to get to max level fast. I'd recommend eating these fruits when you want to get into PvP, when you're around max level, but not when you're like really low level and you don't really have much stuff. So let's get on to number two. The next problem with some players is that they do not store fruits. So they go ahead, roll a fruit, say for something like they roll this fruit and they're like running around with it. They forget they have the fruit and say this could be like leopard, for example, and then they end up dying with it. So they got killed by another player and then they lose that fruit and they don't realize, thinking that they've already stored it. So always check your hotbar, make sure you've got the fruit stored, otherwise you don't want to lose something as precious as dragon or spirit, because I think you'd be a bit more upset if you found out you didn't store it. So that's number two. And also I'd like to say, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, or I'm not sure if you want to subscribe yet, I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers, and any subscriber would help, so it'd be really helpful to encourage me to make more content for you guys. And yeah, so let's get on to number three. Let's get on to number three. Another thing I noticed lots of players aren't doing is not using codes on Blox Fruits. Codes can give you a significant boost in XP, money, and tons of other cool stuff like event XP codes and everything like that. So if you guys want to, if you just search it up in your Chrome browser or whatever browser you're using, like Opera, you just go to it, search up Blox Fruits codes, and then click on the first link. And then some codes, sadly after a while, they become invalid, so you can't use them anymore. But yeah, they can give you a huge boost, like 20 minutes, 2 times XP grinding, which can be super helpful. And our next tip is also about grinding. My next tip is do not buy everything. So say if you see a weapon dealer, you wouldn't just go up to it and be like, flintlock, that sounds cool, I'm gonna buy it. And you don't need just to buy everything just because you want everything in the game. I would not recommend doing this, because then you eventually get really low money, like how much I've got. And if you've got like 5 million berries and you see like a really cool fruit on stock, like smoke or dark, for example, and you really want it, or quake, don't just buy it because it's the best on stock. If you've got 5 million berries, just wait till leopard or dragon or something like that's on stock, because lots of people end up wasting it, using it for a couple of minutes, realizing it isn't good, and then they lose a really good fruit. But sometimes, also another mistake most people make is that people eat fruits just because they think it looks cooler. So say if you wouldn't want to, eventually, if you're like new to the game and you roll dough and you eat it, and then someone tells you kilo's better, you obviously wouldn't want to do that. But most people don't know that because they're quite new to the game. So it would be a bit devastating if you found out that you had a really good fruit to start off with and you ate another fruit. So just do your research before you eat another fruit to make sure you hit like the skill abilities and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's a number. Alright, on to number 6. So number 6 is upgrading your stats. Most players would probably think it'd be such a great idea just to put it all equally on all stats. Try to have the same stats as I have, melee, defense, and Blox Fruits. But you don't have to have it Blox Fruits. You could have sword, but do never, ever, ever, ever use it on gun, because gun mains don't really help. But if you want to level up faster, probably best to use it on Blox Fruits, since it can do a lot more damage for cool moves like Thunder Bomb, for example, which shoots a giant electric bomb. So you obviously want to make sure you don't do any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, another mistake most players make is The next mistake is what people do is they wait for bosses to spawn. So say if I was at like jungle, or no, sorry, what's this, prison, and I was killing, and I wanted to get like XP from killing someone like Swan, for example, and then I'd wait again for him to respawn. That can take a lot of time, so you might as well kill all the other like NPCs, or just do normal quests, wait for him to spawn. Or another thing is what you can do is you can, if at the top right, there's a button up here which says servers, and there, if you click on them, it shows you all the servers on the browser, and you can quickly teleport to other servers to server hop bosses. Also, another thing is people forget to set their home point. Since there's no boat dealer on the whole of prison, most people like server hop and forget to leave their boat or set their home point at another island. Say for example, if I was at here and I set my home point here, then I couldn't go back because there's no boat dealer, and if I don't have a flying fruit like light, for example, then I'd probably find it quite hard to travel around, and you wouldn't have any of this pro stuff like what I've got, God, Human, and CDK to travel, or fish, and you'll die before you get to another island, which would be quite a big problem for you if you're new to the game and you can't really go anywhere, which is what I ended up doing one time. The next tip is, not setting your home point at the island. So say if I set my home point there, for example, and I was grinding there and I realized I want to go spin a fruit or do something for some random reason, which most people do that, and I go over to this island and then I leave and I do some stuff, leave the game, and the next time I join, I'm at that island still, and I haven't set my home point there, so I have to go all the way back there in my boat, which can spend quite a lot of time if you're trying to grind. Like for example, this guy's a sword main. I would not recommend doing this, but he's got magma fruit. Oh, I think he's trying to get mastery. Whoops, daisies. Sorry, didn't mean that. As you know, I kind of did. But the next tip is to not using abilities. So at Ice Castle, there's ice mountain thing, which I'll show you guys where that is. So you guys get quickly teleported there in 3, 2. So when you're at Snow Island, how do you get there is you need to go this way, up this thing, jump, since you can only do one jump, and there's different abilities here. So there's an ability teacher, air jump. It costs 10k and it makes you be able to jump 10 times. So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you can't jump anymore until you touch the ground. The second ability is Aurora, costs 25,000, and by tapping J, you can turn on and off your haki, and eventually you can unlock full body haki. And you can also change the colors if you want to. Since I've got rainbow from doing the quest in 3rd C, you can unlock rainbow by just tapping J again, and you can change the colors. You can also buy these colors for Robux, which are quite cool, and they give you a defense and attack buff, which can be super helpful if you're trying to tackle down that really strong boss. Another problem is most people don't grind as much as they think they do, because they may get bored, but if you just constantly grind and get your quest done super fast. Also a tip is, if you've got a low gear fruit, if you hit them once, like what I've got, low gear fruit, you hit them all once and then you get them all up, and then you could do a special move just to like do tons of damage to them at once, and then you can easily do it a lot faster if you gather them up like this. And then I'm just gonna do my move, and then this is a very advanced sword, by the way, so you probably won't get this. And also this is another reason why you don't just buy random stuff, because obviously you're not going to need any of these since they're really bad. You want to probably save up until you get to 3rd C to do any of this kind of good sword stuff. And if you're trying to collect all the swords in the game, I'd try to get all the simple ones in 1st C first before you start getting all the advanced ones, like like Curse Your Katana, Hello Scythe, Buddy Sword, and all sorts of ones like that that take real hard to get in 3rd C. So if you just keep grinding, you'll eventually be able to get it. Put some good tunes on and you'll be able to grind quite fast. Well, this one's kind of a bonus tip from myself. I wouldn't really, it's like number 11, but it's just get a good race. You probably want to get Shark or Mink so you can run faster, because races give you tons of good abilities. And lots of people, like for example, he doesn't have a race. He's currently human. He speaks different language. Die. As you know, it's kind of racist. Wait. YouTube, don't cancel me for that. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I spent a lot of time making it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. But let's roll a fruit, because I always get good luck with fruits in this video. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh well, see you guys in the next video.